Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today, we're going to share the updates that we have for the next upcoming release to PWA Studio. We are releasing PWA 12.1 later this week. And in this release, the main feature that we have is the first take on the theming work for PWA Studio. With that, we include the Tailwind framework, and we have the first component implemented with the using the Tailwind configuration. And this is something that's going to be available for the preview. It's not something that is ready for production use at all. So that's why we don't make very broad announcements about that release, but still I think it's very valuable to make that available for the community to preview and see the direction that we're going. Within the next couple of months, we're going to continue that work and transform all of the components that we have in Venia UI to use the Tailwind config and introduce their default theme to the PWA Studio. That's going to be a nice starting point for developers to do the front-end work with the PWA Studio. So with that, I want to pass to James to share what this release is going to include in terms of the theming work.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Elena. Let me share my screen. All right. So as Elena mentioned, we are implementing our theming story. And it's going to be based on the Tailwind CSS framework. In 12.0, we've actually released a PWA theme Venia package, and that contains a Tailwind preset configuration that the new scaffolded project will consume. And you can see that in the Venia concept package right here. Tailwind config uses the new PWA theme Venia package as a preset. And also in 12.1 in this upcoming release, we actually implemented or converted the header component to use Tailwind classes. If you're not familiar with Tailwind, it basically lets you use, or it provides atomic classes for the styles that you want. So what that ends up looking in your storefront project is in your CSS modules, you'll be composing these Tailwind classes in your style in the definition of in your CSS definitions. So you get a series of just these composes lines that specify how you want the component to be styled using the Tailwind definitions. And what that would look like when it's fully rendered in the app is that it will actually put these classes appear in the class property. And the main advantage here is that these classes are only defined once in your bundles, so your bundle size will be smaller compared to just using regular CSS modules. And right now, we've just done the header and some of its I think it's just the header module CSS. We are just exploring the best approach to do this. As Elena said, our implementation is subject to change. We'll still be using Tailwind, but and it'll look similar to this, but we have a few things we're working on to make the developer experience better, especially when it comes to theming. The current approach right now, when it comes to customization, is to edit your Tailwind config and define your own theme that would extend the default Tailwind, the Tailwind preset from PWA theme Venia. So where it's that? Yeah, you would need to create a new package that would basically export something similar, where you would extend the styles from Tailwind, and all this is well documented in Tailwind's documentation site on how to extend a theme. Yeah, here, if you're curious, and if you're wondering if you don't know what we're talking about with the theming, Jimmy has this wiki page that talks about theming in general and what that looks like in PWA Studio. I think that's it. Are there any questions? I guess no. So back to you, Elena.
Thanks, James. I think that's all what we have to share. If no one wants to ask any questions or share anything, we can call it done. Okay, thanks, guys. I'll share the recording so for those who missed the call, so you can reach that and watch later. Thank you and have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.